Welcome to another Best Performance CNAP tutorial. We will be looking at how to create a class plan from the NAPLAN data. The top right hand side, starting at Educator, you can look down to the 2015 results in this case, click on Numeracy and then select your year level you would like to look at. Or going back home, on the left hand side through the NAPLAN analysis and planning, you may select the year of the test, being 2015, the assessed domain, being numeracy, and then to the year level you would like to look at, being year 7 in this case. We then go to start analysis. At this particular page called Refine Search, we can further look at particular room numbers, genders, be compared against the like schools. In this case we'll leave it at the Australian mean, stable cohort, ATSE, Labotes, calculator, non-calculator, right down to bands, and then even down to minimum standards. In this case we're just going to look at all the year 7s and then we'll show results. For privacy reasons we won't be looking at any particular names, but on your screen you will now have a list of all the students that you have selected via the refined search. Once you are happy with the students, we can then click on Analyze, and then we'll come up with further information being what the areas of need actually are. Starting with the ICSIA, which is this particular school is 989, the average ICSIA is 1000. So this particular demographic is slightly under the average demographic. So there's a handicap, I suppose, of an estimated percentage against the Australian mean of about 1% below. However, the school is tracking at about 2% below the Australian mean. There's 31 students in this particular group. The cohort mean is 534 NAPLAN points, and the Australian mean is 546, being about 11 points, NAPLAN points below the Australian mean. There is then a breakdown of the substrands of numeracy, and the graph is then showing that geometry is doing quite well at non-calculator 5% above, or in this case the statistics and probability at 8% below. To gain further knowledge, what we're looking at now is then to find out what the problem areas are and how we can actually help to fix them. So reading question NC6, meaning non-calculator question number 6 in algebra, 21 students out of the 31 students got it correct, which relates to 68% of the students got it correct. However, the Australian mean was 76% of the students got it correct, so they're 8% below. The yellow is indicating where the cohort achieved below the -2%, being the performance target at this stage. Now this can be changed by simply clicking in and changing that result. You may want to make it higher or lower, in which case the yellow will change as well. We then have in question number 6 that this was a year 6 concept against the Australian curriculum. So what we're now going to do is choose all the yellow boxes, because these are the areas that we would like to look closer at and create a plan. Now I'm, just for time's sake, so I'll just choose my geometry and algebra area, and then we go to the top right to create a plan, view plan document. I'd like to know which students got it incorrect and go view. Now on your screen you will see that you will have the students' names below. As I said before about privacy, that won't be shown on this screen, but let's look at what this is actually telling us. So you have a NAPLAN descriptor of what the question was all about, the concept that was being asked. We have the question, we have the answer of A. Over the left hand side is the Australian curriculum entry. It was a number and place value, about notation, We even have a link to the UCARA website, which will take you through to Scootle. We have elaborations that go with it. In the centre, in the additional information, these are websites that are helping hands that we found, and then we have the students below that have got it incorrect. And you'll note that some students got a particular question incorrect as a majority, where we need to look a little bit closer. To then save this document, I give it a title. In this case, Mr. George, and it all was in room 5. Room 5 for year 7. I go to the top to the right and then go print. In the bottom left-hand corner, there'll be a download of a planning document. When you click on that, what we then do is create ourselves a learning plan, which then can be either saved as a folder or printed off in hard copy. And that's how you create a NAPLAN plan for your class.